What up, people? It is S&S Pigskin Picks back for the Super Bowl 59 Picks show. I'm Pratty Sandhu, joined by Jeremiah Sheen once again. What is going on with you, Jer?
Just freezing my butt off in the valley. And just waiting for the warmer days and the Super Bowl to come on in. Can't wait. Revenge game for my Eagles. Right. Not too many times you get a second crack at the same team in the Super Bowl. Well, tell San Francisco that. But I know they already did it to San Francisco. They're not going to do it to us. We got a good defense, the best defense. In fact, we got the Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. Let's do this. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think Barkley will definitely be a force factor here. And the spread has dropped to -1 for Kansas City. The total is dropping too, which I'm surprised about. So it'll be interesting. See what the line closes at. And obviously Kansas City going for 3 in a row. Eagles going for 2 in 7 years, something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if these teams face each other next year too. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at all. And from looking at some other people who make picks, a lot of people, I won't say a lot, but a handful of people actually picked this exact Super Bowl. Kansas City over Philadelphia and Philadelphia over Kansas City, and they got 80-1 odds or something like that. But props to those people. I think most people, were expecting it to be a Detroit or San Francisco type team in the beginning of the year to come out of the NFC. Obviously, Kansas City in the AFC, you would think. But the big game is here in New Orleans, and not much else you can say. It's about that time. Okay, let's get into our pick segment. Jer, this is your voodoo pick you got coming up?
Yeah, okay. Every time I bet against my team, they win. So I'm going to keep going with that. If my team loses, I win money. If my team wins, they win the Super Bowl. That's win-win. It's called the Don Taylor bet. I'm going with it. And I think it's a good pick. Either way, the Chiefs, they're a great team. They don't lose much.
They don't. Yeah. They don't. They lost 5 times in the last 2 years total. And there's some crazy stats out there. Vic Fangio has never beaten Mahomes as a defensive coordinator. Mahomes hasn't lost indoors. Andy Reid off of a 2-week stretch is incredible. So a lot of the trends are for Kansas City, but that's all they are, trends, right? Like Philadelphia, I think is the better team here. So I'm rolling with the Eagles plus 1.5. And I've also got them on some alternate spreads. I got -2.5 for plus 118, -3.5 for plus 164, and then Eagles -5.5 for plus 195. So I like them to win by 6 or more. And if they don't, I got a little bit more on the original spread. But it's a revenge game, but it's also kind of a dynasty game, I think, because let's say Eagles win this and they win another one, they'll be starting a little bit of a mini dynasty of their own. And, could be facing Kansas City down the road, because I remember when they lost in 2 years ago to Kansas City, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this next year and the year after. 2 young quarterbacks, good offenses, and now 2 pretty good defenses. So, and the only difference is Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon is actually my other bet, and Bet365 is gone absolutely bonkers. They got Saquon anytime touchdown, so any rushing, any throwing touchdown, plus 100. That's down from -200. It's the greatest value
Yeah.
that you're going to get in this entire Super Bowl. If you got a Bet365 account, jump on it. It's a special. You have to opt in to get it, but
Right.
it's the best bets. And
Almost
I'm
free money.
I'm liking the over. I know that the lines move now down more, and I think I like it even more now. Yeah, so I can't
I mean, both teams
wait.
got to be in the 20s, you would think, right? Like 20 points
For
each,
sure.
right? And if it goes to
I'm
overtime, then
thinking
it's going to be over.
seven
Yeah.
touchdowns at least. So
Yeah, man. I mean, there were 70 points last time they played, right? So unless these guys know something that we don't, and there's a lot of field goals in this game, which I don't anticipate. So, yeah, I would lean over too. I mean, I was thinking about teasing the total, but you don't get the same value when you're teasing totals. I mean, just so much shit can go awry. But yeah, so we got Andy Reid against his old team. We got Carson Wentz against his old team. We've got 3 or 4 rookies on defense for the Eagles, right? That weren't in this game a couple years ago. DeJean, Mitchell, a few other guys I cannot think of right now. But yeah, Saquon Barkley obviously wasn't in this game. And I like what he said. He said before the season, he came to Philadelphia to win a Super Bowl, not to make a Super Bowl. So Pennsylvania's own Saquon Barkley. I was looking at one prop that I kind of like was under, I think it was 26.5 longest rush for Saquon. I don't expect him to bust a 60-yarder like he did against the Rams and
I don't know, dude.
Washington.
I think he's gonna hit a home run in the Super Bowl, whether it's gonna be in a spot where who cares, like the Eagles are getting crushed, or it's to put it away when we're ahead. I don't think he'll get one if it's close, but I think if either of those scenarios hit, I think he's gonna get a super long one again.
He's fully capable. Obviously, the guy's had I think 6 rushes of over 40 yards or something like that this year. It's just crazy. 40-yard touchdowns, I should say. But I'm just thinking Kansas City's defense is a step up, and they should be able to hold them under max 20. But again, props, I'm not a big fan of them. And some of them look just too good to be true. And then some of them are just like, what the heck is this, right? But I think I'm going to save more of my my units for live betting and then halftime betting and getting a feel for the game there. But when the Eagles did win in 2017, I remember live betting Eagles quite a bit. Whenever the game was tied, they would always get like 4.5 points around the original spread. And then when it got late in the game, I was just doing money line, and it was just like bing, 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 and then the game ended.
I got an alternate spread that game. Minus 7.5 Eagles, got a huge plus. Mistakenly chose Nick Foles for MVP. I forget what I was trying to do, but I did not mean to press Nick Foles. I think it was like plus 3,700 or something crazy like that. It was a lot. And got that too. Yeah, that was one of my biggest cashes.
Who do you think will be MVP if Kansas City wins? And who do you think? Okay. What happens if Kansas City
wins and Mahomes again? If Kansas City wins.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking at first AJ Brown, but I'm not sure how much he'll be involved. Probably go Jalen Hurts for MVP if the Eagles win. And if Kansas City wins, I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. Okay. Apparently, he's got a stat where every playoff game he's played in, he scored a touchdown. And they're not really giving it to Pacheco much lately, from what I've noticed, right? So
he wasn't playing Jalen Carter. The big boys up front, they're on a mission.
Brandon Graham should play.
We will see. Even if who can run the ball, period, right? Let's see.
Right.
Let's see if both teams are forced to bring out the guns and start passing. Right. You never know.
Well, look how good Jalen Hurts played against him 2 years ago. I think that was like maybe his best game of his career, throwing and rushing.
Yeah.
He was dominating, and, Patrick Mahomes just looked putrid until the second half and that infamous
that's
fumble.
the one thing. The Eagles defense is so much more. They're so much better now. I know we are littered with some rookies. There's going to be some, some nerves, but as soon as they get that first hit in, as soon as they get, back to reality, let's just hope Kansas City doesn't score 2 quick ones on us. I think we'll be good.
Right. Yeah, there's another prop bet I was looking at. I wasn't going to bet it, but it was the biggest lead to be under 14.5 points. It's a lot. It's heavily juiced, but I don't see either team being up by 17 or more, right, at any point in this game.
What do you get for over 14.5? Is it like plus 200?
Yeah.
Or?
I don't remember the juice, but it was around that, something like that. It's pretty appetizing, right? Because I don't see either team getting up by over 2 touchdowns, but who knows? It's football, right? Crazy shit happens. Turnovers. I think turnovers is the name of the game in this one, man. These teams are so evenly matched up. The spread says it all. Vegas doesn't know who's going to win. I think it's just a turnover battle. I think Philadelphia, if they can get a strip sack or 2, maybe Mahomes throws a fluke interception, which he usually doesn't do, but he did against Philadelphia. Remember that in the Super Bowl. And he did against San Francisco a couple of years. The first time they played, he threw a couple, I believe. So let's see if we can confuse him with Vittorio Fangio, right? And everyone's been talking about the other Paisan defensive coordinator, Spags, right? So this is Vic's turn. Maybe he can get the spotlight, and he does pretty good as a defensive coordinator. Not the greatest head coach, but Mr. Fangio, and we trust. And Kellen Moore, he should be doing his thing. I know he's got some trick plays up his sleeve. I could maybe see like a Devontae Smith pass, maybe a trick play like that. He was known to pass in college.
I hope Kellen Moore doesn't have one foot out the door, though, because he knows he's leaving for New Orleans.
Well, he won't have to go far.
Hope he stays present.
After the game, he can stick around in New Orleans and do his press conference. But I mean, you got to take an NFL job while you can, right? Because there's not many available, and I don't blame him, right? He's been on the Dallas Cowboys staff. He's been on the Chargers staff. Now he's on the Eagles staff, and he's been pretty good everywhere he's gone. The Chargers was mediocre, I thought, but I mean, Prescott had his best years under him, and Saquon's obviously had a monster year under him, and it's working, man. I like it. So yeah, we'll probably lose one of our 2 coordinators, and yeah, it's just the way that goes, the way of the riches. Like Detroit's losing their 2 coordinators. Surprisingly, Kansas City never loses their coordinators, right? Because Andy Reid is really the offensive coordinator, and I guess Spags doesn't want to go. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And even the Washington OC, Cliff Kingsbury, he was offered some positions, and he's like, no, I'm going to stick where I am. I got Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's a bright next 10 years for Cliff. He could do some big things, and then even if he doesn't, if they continue to just do, play good, maybe not win championships, he'll definitely get another shot at a head coaching job.
Yeah, maybe if they trip up in the next year or 2, and then they fire Quinn, maybe he can get the promotion, because obviously he's got a good rapport there with Daniels. So, yeah, it's a lot of angles in this game. And 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, the big game kicks off. Kendrick Lamar at halftime. What are you picking as his first song? Do you have a pick for his first song? I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar guy, but I was thinking, what was that one song he had a couple years ago? It came out. Was it Damn or something like that? Or
Nah, I don't know what's the one called that's in the commercials right now? They're Not Us or
Not like
something?
us. Not
Not
like
Like Us?
us.
There you go. That's my guess. Not Like
Yeah.
Us.
That's a controversial song, right? Because it's dissing Drake, and some people think it's too much. But I've heard it
Hey,
so
they
many
hired him.
times. But oh, they did. And then yeah, they're saying that he might bring on a guest act, maybe a Little Wayne, maybe one of these guys, Little Yachties and guys like that. Who knows? Yeah, it'll be exciting though. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And any final thoughts as we wrap up our Super Bowl 59 pick show, Jer?
I hope and pray that it's the exact same score as the NFC Championship. 55 to whatever it was, 25. Final score. Just a Eagles celebration right from the get-go, just pouring fucking scores, defensive scores, just everything. And just finally Kansas City comes crashing down to earth. Like, come on, Super Bowl hangover on Super Bowl hangover. Like, they got to be tired by now. All the extra interviews, all the extra stuff you got to do because you're the best. You're doing this, you're doing that. Everyone wants a piece of you. For 3 straight years, you're tired. You're just going to be a little bit tired this time, and it's not going to work out. Don't worry, you can win the next 3. We just want this one.
Yeah, let's hope it's a Tampa Bay Super Bowl again, and we just step on their throats and just take it. And we'll be back for the recap, of course, on S&S Pigskin Picks. So, Jared and I will check you guys out next time. Later, y'all.
Peace.